What's up, everybody? I was just sitting here thinking, um, 6 or 7, between 5, 6, 7, and 8 is one of the most crucial times for children. That's when they can be the most manipulated. The reason why I bring that up is because I just noticed something. What happened with Jen and Jazz, even though she lost custody twice, everybody needs to understand it is not that easy for a father to win custody from mother, and I did it twice. Okay? Never mind that for right now. Tiffany, the stuff with David when she sent him to school to lie, he was 6 or 7. Me and David had a great bond. She used a moment that he was mad at me to tear that bond. Yeah, he got mad over getting grounded. Of course, what kid doesn't get mad over or upset over getting in trouble? Every kid does. Of course, David, he has ADHD. He couldn't, sit still too long. That's also why his punishments weren't so long, because to make him sit still for 15 minutes was enough punishment for him. Seriously, that feels like an eternity to him. And it wasn't, and he was also young, I'm just trying to, do it right as best I could. Um, she tried the same thing with Kirsten around that age, but it didn't work. Almost. Kirsten was starting to act like that until she brought it to my attention what her mom was saying to her by accident. She was in the vehicle with me, and so were, you know, Talon and David, and I believe Nolan was with Tiffany at the time. But we were driving, and this is also what brought to my attention that people were coming in front of my children when me and Tiff were still together. Because Kirsten told me really happily and all excited, you know, first time I've ever heard her talk about having a boyfriend. And she said, I'm going to have multiple boyfriends like mommy. I said, what? I pulled that car right over. I said, I don't know exactly what you're talking about yet. I said, but no person should ever have multiple. When they're dating, yes. When they found the one they wanted, no. And I'll explain that to you when you get older. You are way too young to be thinking about that right now. And she was. She was like, yeah, 5 or 6. So you see what I mean? She was already in front of mommy's other boyfriends. Now they already know that mommy and daddy were engaged. Yes. I mean, even Tiff went around signing her name as Tiff Jackson. People called her Mrs. Jackson, all that. And we hadn't even got married yet. We were planning on it. But like I said, I found out a lot of crazy stuff was going on. Yeah, this is also how I found out that girls use the real nice talking to you sweet all day and then treat you like crap when you come home because they are hiding that they are with somebody. That's why they're so nice, because they don't want you to think anything's up. Now, when you get home, they're mad because you're not that new person, but they can't tell you that. They will also use, how's your day going? What would you like for dinner? What time do you think you're coming home so I can get it started? Even though every time I would answer this question, there was never dinner ready. Ever. Well, I can't say ever, maybe once. and it was uncooked pork chops that tasted like it had like pine sol or something in it. Yeah, I don't know what the hell she did. I know one thing though, she wasn't feeding it to anybody else in the house, just me. I don't know what she did. And of course, I was nice. I ate a little bit of it and told her, I'm not that hungry. I'm just too tired. Because it was 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning I got home. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. And one of the therapists I talked to, I showed her the videos, I showed her everything, and she told me exactly what Tiffany was doing. And that is historic BPD, just like I said. And she was wondering how I knew all this. And I said, well, she wasn't diagnosed with historic before. She was diagnosed with uh, bipolar, and then they tried to say that some forms of schizophrenia can be passed off by bipolar, which bipolar is dangerous in itself, and it can change from bipolar, manic, blah 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 blah. Which technically, BPD is a different type of bipolar. Yeah, I didn't know that. So is narcissism. At least that's how they explained it to me. And yeah, I gotta get up here soon and go to work, but my brain was just kicking on that. I know I'm not a very good talker and I'm not very good at presenting. That's one reason why I tried to get the kids to talk. And yeah, as you see, I'm not one of these big flashy people with cameras and really good at, entertaining. I just put it out there. And everybody says they like real. Well, here's about as real as you can get, as you see. Why didn't you finish the ceiling? I already explained that. Yeah, we couldn't figure out if we wanted to do drywall or drop ceiling, so I left it the drywall a half inch from the top. So whenever we figure out what we're going to do with it, as in if we go drywall way, we have the space to put it there. If we go with drop ceiling, doesn't really matter because it's going to drop down at least 3 inches, at least, maybe 2.5. I don't want to go any less than 2 because it makes it hard to pop the tiles in and out and have to do stuff. That's if I go with that. I might not. But yeah. And those are actually drywall panels. Yeah, they got, they're high strength. They're not the clip-in new ones that I seen. Those are pretty cool. But I don't know how good they hold up and look and last and blah 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 blah. I like a lot of the old ways better. They work better. A lot of the older tools, all that. That's what I'm used to. I do incorporate some of the new ways, but anyway, I was thinking about that, so I figured I'd make a video about it because that is something that um, parenting classes that we went through taught us, which I don't even see why we had to go through those. I could have led that class, but anyway. Yeah, every time we went to one, and I'd start talking, because they have you sit around on a table and they called it love and logic, which is basically soft parenting. Um, yes, to an extent, that's how a lot of parents are. They let their kids live and learn. Um, when it's something that is going to kill them or seriously hurt them or somebody else, no, it's not time to do love and logic. It's time to be on that. kid's butt and make sure that they don't hurt anyone as best you can. Now, that's why I say as best you can, because as a parent, you can't always be there. Um, the only child that I didn't get to raise at all or have any type of bond after birth was Kyle. And we did have a bond until he was released from the hospital. After that, I only got to see him a few times. Yes. Well, see, there's the thing. Her mom is nuts. Yeah. And apparently, her dad is just as nuttier. Her real dad, the one that I was friends with because he knew my mom. Well, he knew my aunt and my mom. He owned a wedding shop, and mom got a lot of stuff off of him when she got married in a town close by. But anyway, yeah, his daughter, actually, I think two of his daughters actually no, all three of them were here for my brother's 16th birthday party. We had a DJ and all kinds of stuff, which they should not have been here for that. My brother was wild. Yeah. But yeah, that was like one of the first times I ever met Bethany and her sisters. And she liked me. Well, apparently. So she hung around me a lot, and we goofed off and whatever. Danced a little bit. Sorry, my legs broke. But yeah, I found out the two that, which that made no sense to me. Every time I date somebody, my brother and his friend would always, why are you going to date better than you all are doing? You all don't get any dates from what I see. And yep, plenty of girls that, are supposedly your friend. Maybe it's the way you act. They did not like that, but it was the truth. Like there was this one girl here that he invited to his party named Summer. I think her name was, I don't want to say her last name, but anyway, Summer. And I don't know, man. He was just weird. Like if they had boyfriends and stuff like that, he would charm up to them, be really sweet, really, kind, and you know, this and that, and the boyfriend knew what he was doing. For some reasons, the girls would always try and act like they didn't know what he was doing. I don't know if they really didn't, or if they just, like the attention, because it could go either way there. Um, but yeah, he's gotten into fights and all that. And he's gotten beat up for it too, messing with other dudes' girlfriends like that. Yeah, I don't know. He was a charmer. I don't know how the hell, or well, I don't know. Now, he's your brother. I know, but I know a good bit about him, but I didn't pay attention to too much of that he was doing because I knew it wasn't right. And that wasn't the way I choose to handle things like that. I was just friends with, guys or girls. And if the girls liked me and wanted to date and they actually asked me, I'd be like, sure. Unless, I was with a girl that I already said that, me and her were together. And that's how I've always played it. I've never actually dated like multiple people at a time. I've always just dated one. It was never pushy, nothing like that. We just had a good time. They were pushy. Whew. That's where I found out my mom was wrong. Men don't know how to say no. No. Or don't know how to accept no for an answer. No. Mm-mm. Let me tell you something. These girls did not accept no for an answer. I mean, even being told no for months, almost, a quarter of a year, and they would try everything they could. Yeah, fucking ridiculous. Watch them. There's a reason I call some of them demons. It's because they are. See ya.